What's up, guys? So welcome back to my channel. Yes, I think I'm starting to like filming while standing up because it just lets me flow easily than when I'm sitting. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. And today's topic is so random, okay? So yesterday last night I was just busy doing my thing, winding down, and then for some reason I opened up Google, and then there was boom, just an article about female genital mutilation, and I was like, wow. Actually, not long ago, my friends and I were talking about this on our WhatsApp page. And I was like, you know what, I want to do a video about it. It's not like FGM Awareness Month or anything, but these are topics that can be talked about anytime, and they need to be talked about more often. So if you don't know what FGM means, it's simply female genital mutilation. There are a few people out there that are loyal to the practice, and they are calling it female genital circumcision and not mutilation. But yeah, that's debatable because obviously we have normalized male genital mutilation, which is commonly referred to as circumcision. And let's take a minute and let's just thank God for that. I'm gonna be ratchet today, guys, and yes, we're going to talk about our private parts, okay? It's okay, we're grown-ups. This video is not meant for children, it's definitely meant for adults. So don't be shy, we can talk about penises and vaginas. So in this topic, we talk about the practice that's going on, especially in my motherland, Africa, where women's privates are being cut, sewn up, pulled, chopped off, erased, pretty much. And for disclosure, I have fallen victim to type 4 of female genital mutilation. Completely honesty here, okay? And this particular type, there's 4 types. The 4th being recently added to the list. So there's the first one, which is the cutting of the vulva, which is the outer lips of a woman's vagina. They cut them up, and then they sew the remaining meat up to seal the vagina and just leave a really narrow opening for your menstrual to come through and for you to pee. So that is one type. And then there's another type where they completely sculpt out the clitoris, which is the center of every woman. Let nobody lie to you. The female clitoris is the center of womanhood. If you don't get that, you are pretty much in trouble in terms of feelings, sexual satisfaction, sexual gratification. If you ain't got a clit, sex and working for you. That's another type. And then there's another type, I think it combines both the cutting off of the clitoris and then the sewing together of the vagina lips, like the vulva, the labia majora. Okay, we're going to get scientific here. They sew it up, and then, yeah, so you're completely just empty there. And then the 4th one, which is most a common practice amongst Bantu speaking people, so Burundi, Uganda, Rwanda, Southern Africa are there. We got Malawi, Zimbabwe, Mozambique. We got the Namibis, DRC. Yeah, so amongst the Bantu, they practice labia minora elongation, okay, which is what I, a Zambian woman, was subject to. And here is the catch, guys. They cut you. I can only speak on the one that I went through growing up, which is the labia minora elongation, so the pulling of the clitoris. Now, keep in mind, all of this is mostly, they say, to the benefit of the male counterpart, okay? You go through all this pain and all this garbage for male pleasure. Now, critics have argued, traditional practitioners have argued that clitoral elongation actually is beneficial for both female and male. For the female, they say it makes the birthing process easier. Research has established that is incorrect. And also, it says it enhances the pleasure of the woman when they are having intercourse. Critics have established that to be also incorrect. And then for the male part, they say it gives the man something to play with. I can't speak for men. I'm not a man, okay? So, and then the other benefit for the man is it holds the penis in place as you do the deed. I don't know how that's possible because the penis is meant to shaft in and out of the vagina during intercourse. So I don't know how those tiny flingers hold the penis. I don't know if they wrap around it or they do some gymnastics. I don't know, okay? I cannot speak to that. But long story short, most people really, truly believe it is beneficial to pull the woman's clitoris. I can speak to you right now that that is false. Listen, I love my motherland and the rich culture that we have, the intense heritage that we carry. But when it comes to messing with a woman's clit, I am not part of that drama, okay? Because anything you do to the clit, that is not how it was created. It is meant to curb your sexual appetite. And this is why I know this is done to curb a woman's sexual appetite, because they get you in between the ages of 8 and 12, right before you hit puberty. Because let me tell you what the most dangerous thing on earth is a girl that just hit puberty. She is a sexual beast, okay? So, my opinions about female genital mutilation, specifically to type 4 of it, which is clitoral elongation, is to end the sexuality of a woman, okay? Because when you mess with that clit, your sex drive dies. And the herbs that they were suggested to use are intended to keep the elongated clitoris from snapping back, because your body naturally will try its best to fight back to its original state, the way God intended us to be, the way she made us. She gave us a tiny button that is fully packed with sensation so that we could experience and feel the pleasure of sexual intercourse. And then, somehow along evolution, somebody decided, you know what, women are having too much sexual fun. Let us reduce that because men can't handle it. And you know what they did? They brought up the elongation of the clit. Now, speculation suggests that this practice was fully enforced amongst the Bantu-speaking people during colonial rule. And here's how it makes sense for me, okay? I've done a little bit of reading about this. And some speculation has been going on that during colonial rule, when the men were sent off to work, to do the hard labor and whatnot, the women at home were suffering sexually, hence turning to whoever was left in the villages or in the neighborhoods to satisfy themselves, or turn to each other to get themselves going, lesbianism. Now, in most cases, the husbands would come back and they would find their wives pregnant from other men that were left behind. So, in order to reduce the sexual urges women experienced when their husbands were far, far away for months and months on, they decided to recruit the elderly women in the villages to encourage clitoral pulling so that women would not feel things that they should be feeling as nature intended. Now, in order to liquefy this myth they were selling that it's meant to sexually enhance your feelings, they threw in, oh, you're going to have an easier birth as you give birth to children when you pull your clitoris. Now, I would like a scientist to explain to me how that is going to help you, because I've had 2 babies cut out of me. Now, luckily for me, I didn't use the herbs that were recommended to do the clitoral pulling, so mine snapped back. Okay, thank God for that. But we're not talking about me. We're talking about thousands and thousands of girls, millions of girls that are being subject to this before they even know what sex is about. They get us early, between 8 and 12. And most times it's a traumatizing experience, because here you are, a young girl who doesn't know a thing about sex. Then suddenly a grown woman comes to you and tells you, you need to pull those things that are in between your legs so that the man in your life is going to have fun with you. Do you know how damaging that is to a young girl? You're programming this young kid that her life is completely just based to please a man's sexual needs in the future. And people's marriages end because of this, okay, guys? Like, women are sent packing because men are trained in the Bantu speaking language countries that a woman's clit needs to be the length of this middle finger to be pulled. And if you ain't got that, you are sent packing. Why? So that men can freely roam around whilst you are at home not feeling a thing. You're dead wood, just not feeling any sexual tension towards him. He can just come, hit and run and go, but you can experience the pleasure. I'm so blessed that I didn't listen to my grandma. I loved my grandma, but she told me to use like grass, when you burn grass and then those black ashes left behind, those are meant to be used when elongating your clitoris. Now, if you don't use those, likely chances are going to snap back. Let's circle back. Actually, girls are encouraged to help each other pull the clits. This is it's not funny, but yet we wonder where lesbianism stems from. Do you see what's happening here? Like, I don't know what's happening with us, guys. We shun same-sex relationships, and yet from a young age, women are encouraged to touch one another in the most intimate ways. Did you know that in Uganda, clitoral pulling is enforced in schools? In Zambia, it's different. It's a common local practice. Like, there's no requirement that in schools girls are encouraged to do clitoral elongation, labia minora elongation. But in Uganda, in schools, it's part of the curriculum. Like, I'm sorry, guys, but they're killing women's sex drives out there on purpose, and it's wrong. I'm just talking about the most mild form of female genital mutilation. I'm not even talking about the one where they completely cut you out, okay? So basically, when they erase your clit, you're just there for the reproduction of children. You don't enjoy sex. Your husband just sleeps with you for absolutely reproductive reasons. And outside of that household, he goes on looking for a woman with a clit because she's a freak. Not that it's meant to be that way, but that's how a woman is supposed to be. We're supposed to feel things just like men do. I mean, sex is a very beautiful experience. But if you're going around messing with people's parts, you're killing the most amazing medicine known to humankind. Okay? So I am here today to just say, if you know anybody in your community that's still encouraging female genital mutilation, please help stop it. We are fierce when we are at our whole capacity, clitoris and all. We can't go changing female anatomy for the sake of a man. Okay, God is a woman. How dare you do that? How dare you change the face of God? Okay, that was convincing. Yeah, but the young girls out there that are pulled away from school and they're taken to these camps just to be mutilated. We need to end this practice. And for those that are willingly going through this, good luck, yo. Like you have no idea what you're missing out from. It's so sad. It breaks my heart. And the worst part of it, the severe cases is you have to be ripped open on your marriage day just to guarantee a lasting marriage. That way a man knows that you've never slept with another man, because he's the one that's going to cut you open. Like, do you see how all of this is just all headed towards, massaging and pampering the male ego? Girls are suffering out there. They're in pain. They're traumatized for the rest of their lives. All because as a society, we sat down one day and we said, we're going to hold a man higher than a woman. It's wrong. So if you know anybody that is seen as a guru of this, try and educate them. Just let them know that there's nothing wrong with a woman the way she is born. We are not meant to alter any part of our bodies. Of course, I have tattoos. I mean, that's a choice. But also, like I said, if you willingly choose, like this woman, like this doctor that is a fully educated grown woman, she opted to be circumcised, as she says, to be mutilated. She refused to refer to it as mutilation. She said circumcision. She advocates for it, and she says her life is better. Now, chances are, if you're a doctor, and I mean as in a PhD doctor, you've probably given up a lot of your time just to serve education. So chances are you haven't had time to have sex and explore, have flings, mingle. So I understand why she would opt to completely cut herself from all types of sensation, because she ain't got time for her girl. She's got time for education. But life is just not about education. Sex is education too. You learn a lot about a person just by sleeping with them. That's an education you can't get anywhere else. So anyways, female gender mutilation needs to end. I can't speak to the male part of it because, a cat dick is a cat dick. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and give it PG, but I trust that everyone on this channel is an adult and they're comfortable with their sexuality. Because I am. Oh, nice! These are Nikki's shoes. Go give it to Nikki. Okay. Yes. As usual, I always get company when I'm filming. But yeah, so I just wanted to dedicate this Friday to raising awareness about what is being happening to our girls, what is being done to our young girls, our innocent, pure, beautiful souls. They're being groomed to be zombie wives of the future, and we don't want that. We want to stop that. We just want our girls, to be young, to be free. Let them experience puberty with full capacity. Yes, we can guide them safely through it, but we can't erase what they are entitled to sexually just because we want to keep them safe. You can't hurt your own child. I refuse to subject my child to what I went through, even if it's not the severe cases. And I am one of the lucky few women who didn't listen to the guidance of the elders and didn't use those herbs that are going to permanently keep you long. I didn't, but then I'm a rebel. That's just me. But we need to end this. We need to fight it. Like, we need to educate our kids, our communities. We need to educate them on the power of the female clit and why they should stop messing with it. Okay? I understand this is a very touchy subject. I didn't put in much detail, maybe in another video, but this was just to put it out there that this is happening. I went through it. I recovered from it, but most people don't. And for those that already have had the damage done to them, I am sincerely sorry you went through that. And I am so sorry on your behalf that you won't ever get to experience what God truly intended for you to feel during intercourse. And I hope to God that you should be the last to experience that. Female genital mutilation is wrong, and I speak about this in a loving way, and I respect African culture. I respect African heritage. It is in my DNA, but just because a culture exists doesn't always make it right. I stand against it. I hope you do too. So please do share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, and comment. If this content spoke to you, I would like to know. And if you have any other suggestions on what you would like me to talk about, please do leave them in the comments. I am an open book. I would love to diversify from just mental health. I would love to talk about sex. I would love to talk about marriage. I would love to talk about sexuality. I would love to talk about finances. I would love to talk about dating. I would love to talk about a lot of things, but I leave it in your hands, and thank you for your time. Go shopping now, all right? Stay blessed. Bye.